artistry, the passion, the drama. Vincent van Gogh, torture genius, global icon. You've seen his paintings. Now see them like never before. Liberty Chan is ready to take you behind the scenes at Immersive Van Gogh.
Hi everyone, I'm Liberty Chan. Welcome to the original Immersive Van Gogh. I'm here to give you a behind-the-scenes look at this exciting new immersive art experience. Known for his use of bold colors and dramatic, impulsive brushwork, Vincent was instrumental in laying the foundation of modern art. Critically underappreciated in his lifetime, Vincent's unique style only gained acclaim and recognition after his death. For over 100 years, Van Gogh's works have captivated and inspired museum goers all over the world, and today they're finding a whole new audience. Immersive Van Gogh is creating huge excitement all over America. Here in Hollywood, California, entertainment capital of the world, the iconic former Amoeba Records building has been completely transformed into an immersive art exhibit. So what exactly is an immersive exhibit?
An immersive exhibit, if you haven't been to one, is an exhibit where you are surrounded by the art or the entertainment, where you step inside of an exhibit and you become a part of it. You're participating in and are surrounded by the moving images, the audio, the visual. You're immersed in the entire experience.
The idea of bringing Immersive Van Gogh to North America began when producer Svetlana Dvoretsky took the advice of a friend who suggested she see Massimiliano Siccardi's wildly popular immersive experience in Paris.
When you're in Paris, you think, what do I do? There is over 130 best museums in the world and all kinds of other fabulous things to do. Why would I want to go and see something that is not pure, some people might say? But I took the advice and I went, and that was a completely mesmerizing experience.
Returning to Canada, Svetlana and producing partner Corey Ross made it their commitment to share a similar, brand new experience this side of the Atlantic.
Well, I've been producing theater for 20 years, and so I was certainly drawn to this because there's a theatricality to it. It's got this combination of an excited and anticipatory public coming in and discovering something new. It's dramatic, it's narrative, and those are things that you don't traditionally see in an art exhibit. I met Massimiliano Siccardi, who really is the founder of the genre in Europe, and said, I'd love to bring your work to America, and so that's the beginning of this adventure.
Before agreeing to the creation of a new show, Siccardi did have one important request.
He said, I need an artistic freedom to show Vincent as a man. I've studied his life for a long time. I want people to meet Vincent.
Once an agreement was in place, the creative team in Rome went to work on a brand new Van Gogh immersive experience.
Un'esperienza immersiva è qualcosa di fisico, qualcosa che afferisce alla possibilità umana di essere all'interno di uno spazio e esperire questo vivere lo spazio. All'interno di questo spazio la proiezione a 360 gradi e il pavimento ti danno la possibilità di guardare te stesso e guardare gli altri muoversi dentro le opere d'arte. Fa di te un'opera d'arte.
It took 400 images of Van Gogh's paintings licensed from museums all over the world to create this animated masterpiece.
And they became the raw material that Massimiliano uses. He deconstructs these pieces and he animates them and he morphs one into the other and stitches them back together, and that's what creates the narrative that takes you inside the mind and the psychology of Vincent.
Massimiliano non si può descrivere perché è il visionario. Lui vive la sua visione nella sua vita reale, vive la sua visione nel suo pensare, e la sua visione io la considero merce preziosa che scaturisce dalla sua estemporaneità pura.
Before each immersive experience can be presented to the public, producers go in search of iconic landmarks that offer enough space to house each exhibit.
One of the most fun things that we get to do when we're producing these immersive exhibits is when we come into a city, we really like to find not only a building that's a special building where we can produce our museum experiences, but also a neighborhood where we can become a really great citizen in the community.
Design, construction, installation. Once a new location has been secured, construction begins and a new immersive art venue is born.
So our venues are typically anywhere from 20,000 to 50,000 square feet, usually with really high ceilings and these big cavernous spaces. We typically install 60 to 80 ultra high quality 8K laser projectors so that you're immersed, surrounded, washed in the exhibit, along with an incredible audio system and enough fiber cable from here to last about 50 miles.
This is a massive technical feat. These are multi-million-dollar installations. We have over 500,000 cubic feet of projection space. So there's 64 projectors in the air in this room. There's 148 million pixels.
You're watching Behind the Scenes at Immersive Van Gogh. Coming up, we'll share with you some highlights from this incredible immersive experience. But first, a look at some of the theatrical design elements featured here at Lighthouse LA. Just one look at the entry and you'll realize you're in for a very unique experience.
The inspiration for this entry moment in Los Angeles that we called Frame of Mind was really meant to start to introduce the audience to the fact that they're about to walk into an experience that is a play on the way one experiences art in a traditional museum, but slightly askew.
Before entering the viewing galleries, visitors enter the Sunflower Lounge, where abstract interpretations of Van Gogh's works add to the theatricality of the venue. Known for his work on big Broadway productions like Hamilton and Dear Evan Hansen, set designer and creative director David Corrins gives us a tour.
So the first thing that you encounter when you come into the Sunflower Lounge is this massive, very, very abstract circular version of Starry Night. The ceiling is a neon interpretation of it. All of it's very abstract. And I wanted to give people kind of a zoomed in look on the impasto painting that Van Gogh became, of course, famous for. I wanted to let you see and feel and really experience the brushstrokes kind of one by one. What's so incredible about it is that in a way, you can feel Van Gogh's frenetic, artistic energy. Every single brushstroke kind of has a story and is applied with intention. I'm standing in front of the Sunflower Bar, and really I put this in not because sunflowers became one of the most iconic things that Van Gogh painted. It was one of his most often painted subjects, but because it makes you smile. He has become synonymous with color and bright colors in particular, and so I think between all of the immersive Van Goghs across the country and due to supply chain issues, we actually have purchased all of the silk sunflowers there are to get in North America. So if you want them, you gotta wait a couple of months.
Starry Night and Sunflowers are Van Gogh's best known works, but the centerpiece of the lounge is a large interpretation of his final self-portrait.
I chose this version because it has all of the incredible iconography about his work that we've grown to love and know about it. It has the frenetic brushstrokes, the searing, amazing eyes, and I really wanted people to come and see him and see it blown up so you could really appreciate not just the brushstrokes, but try and humanize him, to really try and learn more about him as a man and as an artist.
One of the reasons we know so much about Van Gogh's turbulent life is due in part to a vast collection of letters that were written to his brother, Theo.
Here we have our activation, Letters from Vincent. Not a lot of people know that he was a voracious letter writer. He wrote hundreds and hundreds of letters to his brother Theo. That's how we know almost everything about him in his life. So we created this activation so that you could, with a simple scan of a QR code, write him a question, ask him anything, and through computer learning and artificial intelligence, we have scanned every single letter, so he will generate instantaneously a one-of-a-kind letter from the man himself directly to you.
Just off the Sunflower Lounge, the venue's VIP area is bathed in green to symbolize Van Gogh's drink of choice.
So hello from the Absinthe Bar. I was inspired by his relationship not only to absinthe, but what absinthe physiologically and psychologically does to you. It said that sometimes it creates a kind of yellow glow around objects, and some people attribute the kind of yellow glow around the stars and starry night to his strange relationship to the Green Fairy.
Beyond the Sunflower Lounge is where the immersive journey begins in a gallery.
So this is the Dark Gallery. It's called the Dark Gallery because this floor is obviously dark, it's black, it's highly reflective, and it's populated by a lot of mirrored sculptures. With my collaboration with Massimiliano, he talked to me a lot about wanting the guests to wander around and meander around and find themselves. Obviously, Immersive Van Gogh literally surrounds you in the art. But what's important about, and the idea behind these mirrored sculptures, is that you get to see yourself both reflected and refracted in the artwork themselves. So you really get to step inside the paintings, and then you get to see yourself inside the paintings as well.
The Immersive Van Gogh exhibit is a really unique take on art and entertainment. It allows you to step inside the mind and the art of Van Gogh and be surrounded by all of his most famous paintings being projected on the walls behind you, underneath you, and around you, along with a really unique soundtrack that takes you on the journey of his life and his work.
You don't have to be an artist to appreciate the show. You don't even have to know who Van Gogh is to appreciate the show. And this is the beauty and importance of what we're doing here.
Powerful and dramatic. As soon as the lights go down, the immersive experience begins, and you'll soon realize you're about to take a ride on a roller coaster of emotion.
L'apertura di questo lavoro è veramente per me uno Stargate. Entriamo dentro la testa di Vincent, entriamo nel suo immaginario, entriamo nella sua follia, entriamo nella sua enorme creatività e lo facciamo vedendo quello che succede nella sua testa. I glitch, le interferenze che noi vediamo durante la messa in scena dell'opera sono quello che per me lui sentiva dentro la sua testa.
There's an incredible music track that goes with the show, and it's created by Luca Longobardi, who's been a collaborator of Massimiliano Siccardi's out of Italy for years and years, and the music propels the narrative and the emotional punch of the show.
La sfida più complessa probabilmente è stata quella di compilare musica così diversa che arrivasse a un pubblico così diverso. Però chiaramente in un contesto di musica e immagine l'intera narrazione ha aiutato a questo scopo.
Immersive Van Gogh is really suitable for people of all ages. We often see kids and love to see the smiles on their face when they walk into bright, colorful rooms. We often see children dancing in the galleries and really interacting with the projection. The adults might experience something a little bit more emotional and really dive a little bit deeper into the journey, into the mind of the artist.
Over the final decade of his life, Van Gogh created 2,100 works of art, including nearly 900 paintings, landscapes, still lifes, portraits, and self-portraits. Vincent's early work didn't feature the bright, bold colors he's known for today. Instead, his early works drew inspiration from the Dutch masters that typically feature dramatic single-light sources as seen in The Potato Eaters. When Van Gogh moved to Paris to be closer to his brother Theo, Vincent discovered the works of Toulouse-Lautrec and Paul Gauguin. Inspired by their use of bold, bright colors, Van Gogh soon reinvented his own approach to art.
He was a post-impressionist coming out of the impressionist era. He was cutting edge in his time. He was using technology in a completely new way, and people don't realize that. What Van Gogh had that artists of the generation before him didn't have, bizarrely, was paint in tubes. And that technical advance allowed him to go out into nature and paint in nature while he was there.
Immersive Van Gogh showcases Vincent's work in animated form, from his early depictions of simple peasant life to his transformative use of bright colors and heavy brushwork depicted in his most famous works that include sunflowers and perhaps his most popular painting, Starry Night. Painted 1 year before his tragic death, Starry Night depicts Vincent's view from his asylum room just before sunrise.
Van Gogh's a very intriguing character to be doing a show about, especially now as we come to the end of the pandemic. He's a guy that really struggled with a lot of things that people can relate to. He's struggled with isolation, he's struggled with depression. But on the other side, he's created these intriguing and beautiful images that 130 years later people are familiar with and know, and they've transcended the difficult times that he's had. And that transcendence is very cathartic right now, and it's part of what's making this exhibit as exciting for people as it is.
Se dovessi raccontare a un mio amico lo spettacolo, non gli racconterei nulla, non gli descriverei nulla, perché io preferisco che lo spettacolo sia visto, la mia opera sia esperita, vissuta, non raccontata.
When you come into the Immersive Van Gogh exhibit, our hope is that you come in with an open mind, that you're coming in to learn about Vincent's work, and that you're coming to be inspired. And when you come see the show, have a seat, walk around, explore the venue, explore the exhibit that's around you, and hopefully you come out feeling as though you have a new take on Vincent and who he was as a man and who he was as an artist.
What I think of Van Gogh and his life is I definitely know him much more than I used to before we started this process. I do know a lot of artists who are my friends, and I wish them to have the same courage that Van Gogh had, to continue doing what they're doing despite having the results of recognition during the lifetime.
In the late 1880s, Van Gogh's deep depression took a deadly grip. Exhausted from constant work and his own high standards, he viewed himself as a failure with few prospects. On July 27, 1890, Vincent walked into a field in northern France and shot himself in the chest with a revolver. Seriously wounded, he made it back to his room. His brother, Theo, rushed to his bedside. 2 days later, Vincent succumbed to his wound. He was 37.
Massimiliano Siccardi's created this show that tries to show us what flashed before Van Gogh's eyes in the moments before he passed away, and that is very humanizing. You go into his mind, you go into his psychology. So I hope as people walk out of this, they have a little bit more understanding of the man, of his mind, of what he struggled with, and how it's still relevant today.
Lo spettacolo è popolare tra il pubblico, molto popolare, perché intanto Vincent è un tema molto popolare, perché tutti noi siamo un po' Vincent, abbiamo delle zone d'ombra e delle zone di luce, perché tutti noi viviamo la vita con molta intensità, quindi le persone che vanno a vedere lo spettacolo hanno avuto... Questo spettacolo ha avuto successo perché le persone si sono identificate, secondo me.
Vincent has become one of the most important and famous artists of all time. And he was such a misunderstood man. I really hope that when people come and experience Immersive Van Gogh, that they realize that he's a person that struggled with so many manageable conditions and that he had so much to offer to the world. I hope that they take a minute to really not just see but feel his work. He has created a profound, profound addition to our entire cultural landscape.
At the conclusion of the show, visitors exit through the gift shop. Yes, there's lots of Van Gogh-inspired goodies to take home as souvenirs. There's also some unique crafts on sale provided by local arts organizations.
We are extremely proud of the partnerships that we've developed with local organizations. And we use our gift shop as a platform to help raise funds for these organizations. So, for example, we've partnered with a downtown women's center. They create these incredible products, and so each product that we sell is an hour of training. There's also this incredible organization called Piece by Piece that we've partnered with that serves the residents of Skid Row in Los Angeles. People that are experiencing homelessness create these incredible mosaic pieces of art, and we've sold several pieces in the gift shop, and 100% of the proceeds go directly to the organization.
Just like many struggling artists today, fame and commercial success eluded Van Gogh during his career. He constantly had struggles with poverty and his own emotional well-being. Considered a madman and failure by many, he sold only one painting while he was alive, The Red Vineyard, purchased for just 400 francs, just 7 months before his death. Today, many of Van Gogh's works are considered priceless, no longer limited to museums and private collections. Immersive experiences are an opportunity to not only see art, but feel it too.
I think we're really at the early days of immersive entertainment right now. In this particular exhibit, you're mostly projection mapping with a handful of really fun scenic elements and a lot of photographable moments. And as immersive continues to explore, we'll get a lot more live action. You'll be even more immersed. There'll be some fun gamification. And so our hope is that this is just the first experience you come to from us, and that you're going to come back every 6 months when we produce another immersive exhibit and learn something new and see something different.
I'm very proud of what we've done for various reasons. First of all, for the producer, it's extremely gratifying to see audience reaction, to understand that they are living inspired. Despite different tastes and different emotions that people may have, I know 100% they do not leave this place by being indifferent.
Immersive Van Gogh provides audiences many memories to take away. It's Massimiliano Siccardi's hope that visitors will also leave something behind.
Vorrei che le persone andando via lasciassero lì un pezzo di cuore e basta.
I thought the show was fabulous. I'd recommend it to everyone. It's a great way to see art because we're so used to just being in a museum and there's no interaction, and this way you really get immersed in the work.
It was like nothing I've ever been to before. I didn't even know that he painted that much stuff, but the music and just the way it was done, sat through it twice because it was so beautiful.
Loved it. Magnifique. It was wonderful. I really enjoyed it. Stayed twice.
The movement of the art pieces, it was really moving to me.
Amazing, amazing.
Absolutely gorgeous.
It was very beautiful, very nice. Yeah, I have a lot of emotions.
I mean, I never realized how prolific Van Gogh was until today.
The music was amazing. I was getting chills. The transitions between the pieces were beautiful. It was inspiring. It was exciting.
I 100% recommend it to everybody.
I got very emotional. What really hit me was part of the aesthetic of the immersion and also the sound and the movement of the images was really quite profound for me. I was saying to my son, I wonder what he would have thought of this now.
That's all we have time for on this behind-the-scenes tour at Immersive Van Gogh. We hope you've enjoyed this preview and that it's inspired you to take your own immersive journey inside the mind and art of Vincent. I'm Liberty Chan. Thanks for watching.